Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting session with me, Didi Patel from Top Data Course. In today's video, we are diving into some super useful SQL string and date functions that will take your queries to the next level. MySQL comes with a powerful set of built-in functions that make working with data incredibly efficient. These functions allow you to perform complex operations directly within your SQL queries, saving both your time and effort. In our previous lecture, we explored aggregate functions, which allowed us to summarize and analyze data effectively. And today, we'll be focusing on two types of functions, string functions and date functions, which are just as powerful and versatile. Let's kick things off with the length function. This handy function tells you the number of characters in a string. For example, if you want to know the length of a country name, query will be select name, then length function. As I want to find out the length of city name, the argument in the length function will be name, and then I'm giving an alias name to this as name length from city. I'm limiting it by applying the where clause where country code equals to India. So the output is consisting of two columns. First is name, which is giving us the city name, and the second one is the name length, which is giving us the length, that is the total number of characters in the name of the city, and all the cities belongs to the country India. Next up, lower and upper. These functions are your best friends when you need to convert text to lowercase or uppercase. Let's try out both of them. If you remember, in one of my lectures, I have explained you about distinct operator, which is used to remove duplicate or repeated values. I'm applying it again here. Select distinct, and I'm going to select continent values, and I want this continent value both in lowercase as lower, comma, I am applying the uppercase in the same query. I am also assigning alias name to this field as well. So here in this single query, I am not only applying the lower and upper functions with aliases, but also I am applying the distinct operator. Now let's complete the query from country table. Here I am having two columns, the same continent names in lowercase and uppercase, as I have applied lower and upper functions. When you want the content in a formatted way, this will be useful to you. And now comes up the reverse function. The reverse function flips your text around. It will give you the text starting from the end of your text to the beginning. It is one of very useful function. Let me explain you with an example. Let us try to find out the city names which are palindrome. Do you know what palindrome is? Palindrome is a text which is same whether you read it from beginning to end or from end to beginning. Okay, for example, madam. Whether you read it from beginning to end or from end to beginning, it is same. So it is a palindrome word. Now we are trying to find out the city names which are palindrome by applying the reverse function, and the query is select name from city. Now I'm using the where clause where name is same as reverse of name, right? If you started from beginning to end or reverse from end to beginning, if both of them are same, then they are palindrome. So semicolon. So this example also tells you that we can use the function in where clause as well. Isn't this amazing, guys? I have no idea that there are total 10 cities in the world whose names are palindrome words. And this one is very interesting. Oyo. I know because this is a city which belongs to the country Nigeria. See this? How powerful the reverse function is? Now let's talk comparisons. The string compare function compares two strings and it returns 0 if they are identical. It returns 1 if the first string is greater, and it returns -1 if the second one is greater. Let's try out with a query. Select name. I am trying to compare each and every country name with India to find out if they are same as India or greater than or less than. So in the string comparison function, I am passing the first argument as the name of the country and second as the India to which I want to compare this name. From country, semicolon, enter. So as you can see, in the second column, which is the output of string comparison, there are only three values: -1, 1 and 0, which we are getting only in one record where it matches with India. Now you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sort this based on the name of the countries. Okay, now why did I do that? Let me explain. This is the entry of 0. That means the two strings are matching, so the output is 0. And above this, all the strings are smaller than India. That means alphabetically the name comes before India. That is why they are smaller. So the output is going to be -1. And after this one, the output is 1 only because the names are greater than India. When they compare, they do not compare the size, but they do compare the alphabets. Right? Iceland is having more characters than India, but still it is smaller. Why? They compare the alphabets. And the second alphabet N is greater than the second alphabet C. I hope it's clear to you. Moving on to next function, substring, again, which is very important. The substring function extracts a substring from a given string. For instance, if you want to get the first 3 letters of each city name, let's write down the query. Select name and then substring. Now for the first 3 characters, it has to start from 1 and I want 3 characters. So this is my starting position and this is number of characters. From city, where country code equals to India. Complete city name and first 3 characters of each city name. You can check. So this is how we can use substring, a quick and easy way to get just the part of the string you need. Finally, we have a trim function. This function removes unwanted spaces from the beginning and end of the string. It is very simple. Let me give an example. Select trim and giving some spaces here in the beginning, at the end. Now let us give alias name and semicolon. So the beginning space and the trailing space have been removed by the trim function. Now this example also tells you one more thing, that if you are trying this function without any column name of some table, then you do not need to write down the from clause. So with that, we are at the end of string function. Now let us move on with the date functions. Very first and very interesting and most powerful useful function is now. Now is a must-know function. It returns the current date and time. So I'm going to simply select now. I am not even giving the alias name. See this? It is returning me the current date and time. It is having everything: year, month, date, hour, minute and second. Now, what if I do not want the time but I only want the date? Or vice versa, I only want the time and I don't want the date. Then let's apply the next two functions, date and time functions. The date function is used to extract date and the time function is used to extract time. So I am applying date and the now function, and I am giving it the alias name as current date, comma. Now I am applying the time function on the now function, and I will also assign an alias name to this, current time semicolon. So this is a very formatted output, current date and current time. Easy to understand. So guys, again here this example explains something more to you, that is we can apply some function on output of some other function, right? For example, I have applied the date function on the output of now function. Same way I have applied the time function on the output of now function. Now if you want to further break down this date and time into hour, minute and second, you can do that as well by using all the functions which are displayed on the screen. Let's write down the query. It's going to be a bigger one. So write down carefully. Select. I'll start with day. I will apply it directly on now. I am giving the alias name as well. Then comes month. Again same on now function. Then comes year function. Then comes hour function. Then comes minute function. from, sorry, I do not have to mention from, semicolon. So here we have break down the details like this in a very formatted way, using various functions like day, month, year, hour and minute. You can also find out the day name. If you want to find out the day name, you have the function day name. It's a Thursday today. Great, isn't it? These are all very simple to use and easy to understand date functions. Now coming to one of the very useful date function, which is one of my favorite, and that is date difference. This function calculates the difference between two dates. Now let me give you an example of date difference function. Select date difference. Now here I am trying to find out the date difference between today's date, which is I am getting from now, and I am writing a date over here manually, as my table is not having any date field. Okay, so if you have noticed, this is a total difference of 1 year, and hence I am getting the output as 366, that is in terms of number of days. Now it is giving me 366, not 365, because the current date is from 2024, which is a leap year. So I hope it is clear to you, the date difference function. And there you have it, SQL string and date functions that can really enhance your queries. Whether you are manipulating strings or working with dates, these functions make your SQL life so much easier. If you enjoyed this session, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Top Data Coach for more awesome SQL content. Drop your questions or feedback in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for joining me today. See you in the next session. Bye.